Mama's in the living room watching Judge Judy. I'm in the kitchen eating leftover sushi, and she yells, "Oh, girl, you gotta hear this one." A man was arrested for running the theme park, and when they said, "Where's your license?" he said, "My dog ate it." Oh, you can't make this shit up. Sometimes I wonder if life's just one big cosmic joke. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout, "Girl, you gotta hear this one." Mama loves to laugh at how absurd life is, says it's all a comedy and I'm her audience. And I love the way she makes fun of the world. She said, "You'll never guess what's true with their girlfriend. It was a man who didn't get us out of the bed. He said, I've been through hell and now I need some help. You just can't make this shit up. You just can't make this shit up." Sometimes I wonder if life's just one big cosmic joke. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout, "Girl, you gotta hear this one."
Hey everybody, it's Squid. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Monday. Hope everybody got their squats in this morning. I know I did. Video posted on the Discord. Oi. Sorry I am a couple minutes late. I am in the process of setting up another stream. Because we have a document in the What the Hales case to talk about at 2 o'clock. This will not be a very long stream. This is going to be, I pushed this back from Saturday because I wanted to look for more body cam footage and I could not find it. However, this was making me as a parent, cringe like a mofo. We are going to talk about the Williamson County School District in Tennessee. I believe this is an area outside of Nashville, somewhere. I don't know Tennessee very much. However, this school district is being sued by a couple of parents for the treatment of their 6-year-old daughter. 6-year-old daughter. And let me say hi to the chat. Squid FIMO tried to send people to the stream on Saturday. Yeah, I had to push it back from Saturday because 3D life takes over in a way that I can't predict. And also, everybody in this house was just being a butthead on Saturday. I went to the gym, did an angry workout, which I'm still sore from. It is what it is. And Ung Hung Hero, thanks for the 20 gifted Squid Pro Club memberships. You are appreciated so much in this community. You have no idea. And hugs to you and your fiance. Ung Hung Hero, thanks for being a member for 11 months. Get green, chat. Yes, get green. Thank you for turning the chat green. I am still working on more members content. Maybe I'll do a video, members only live, where I edit my video. And y'all can see how I struggle with that. But how is everybody doing? Let's see. I have to go into the control room to be able to see a lot of stuff, because I like to pop out the chat so I can see the chat in YouTube. Oh, yeah, the struggle is real. Hey, Amos girl, Barbara on a boy, good to see you. Debbie Webb, as always. Faith says it all. Gail and Heidi, thanks for being here and doing your modly stuff. Heidi, good luck with jury duty. Jeffrey, Kim Colson, Peachy's Paradise. I love the new name. Sweet, or the handle. Sweet Fly and Timothy. Y'all are awesome. Thanks for hanging out with me today. This one, and Timothy Horsley, thanks for gifting 5 more Squid Pro Quo memberships. I appreciate you. And Jeffrey, it's not easy being green, but it's been 5 months. Members just love to get together with you and talk, and we can do that too. I want to give you guys something that's like more, entertaining, but it's also a life is unpredictable in this house. I don't know. It was a weird weekend. It was, the vibes in this house were just off. And it was like, it's when the vibes are off, it's not a good streaming time. The little is in the other room. She is doing her thing. She's doing something. She's on her pad, and she's got some kinetic sand. So I guarantee this is going to be a messy house when I'm done with this stream. I do have us set up to redirect over to the What the Hail stream, because that should be a short one also. It's only one document, but it's just a document that we need to read because some fuckery's afoot. I hope YouTube switches out names back instead of using our channel handles. Yeah, I doubt it. Don't count on it anytime soon. All right. So this is from Spring Hill, Tennessee, which is, I believe, around in the Nashville area. The parents of a 6-year-old student at Longview Elementary are suing Williamson County Schools after an incident occurred on May 20th during the child's last week of kindergarten. This is a kindergartner. Remember, 6 years old, kindergarten. Parents Aaron and Sean Broderick claim school staff were negligent and their daughter suffered minor injuries. They are suing Williamson County Schools for $600,000. Broderick say the incident with their daughter began in the school cafeteria with a disagreement over a necklace. Quote, we got a phone call from the Williamson County Sheriff's Office 3 hours after the incident. He, the school resource officer, claimed that our daughter was causing this big disruption and not being safe, and that he carried her. He minimized the entire event to the point of deception, Aaron Broderick told News. And I do have the actual initial complaint. I don't have the documents because Tennessee is not forthcoming with their documents at all. In order to get access to their documents online, you have to be a Tennessee resident. I am not a Tennessee resident. So there's that. But if anybody is in Tennessee and wants to help me out, that'd be great. Just this initial thing, the school resource officer being involved, this could not only be a lawsuit against the school district, but the sheriff's office as well. If they really want to go there, in my opinion. Once again, not a lawyer. However, it's just, hi, Clive. How are you? Good to see you. Glad you got alive. Oh, yeah, that's good. Good point. Oh, yeah, he's got a lot going on, though. And I you know me, I hate asking for things. Especially when people, one, got a lot going on, and two, other YouTubers. I'm a bad person to ask for help. Like, I don't ask for help for shit. Sometimes to a fault. Broderick shared the video with News 2 showing the school staff forming a circle around the kindergarten student in the cafeteria after the disagreement. The video also shows the student resource officer picking up the girl and carrying her into an office. Not a single adult got down on her level and asked, "What's wrong? How can we help you?" I mean, this was a dispute about a necklace with a friend. There were two little kindergartners. One of them wanted the necklace back. It could have very easily been resolved, or been very easily resolved. Yeah. If this is the body cam I've seen, not good. It might be. We're gonna look. However, we're gonna look. Body cam video from the WCSO obtained by the Broderick family from inside the office shows someone preventing the student from leaving the room while the student was trying to leave, screaming no and showing signs of distress. I know it's a 6-year-old. I know 6-year-old throw tantrums, but like, as a teacher, a school resource officer who works in an elementary school, my mom works in an elementary school, y'all. Like, and I have a bone to pick with the school district here, which is one of the reasons that this shit fires me up so much, not to mention that I have a child who will be in elementary school in a year or two. So this fires me up on a multitude of reasons. And this, like here, is the good old boys club. I was advised here to get a lawyer outside of this county because of the good old boys club. And also, the school resource officer at the elementary school in this county, if you see this, you have something else coming to you karma-wise, because you have the balls to tell somebody. He makes comments towards my mother that I'm surprised my mother hasn't filed a complaint with the sheriff's office yet. That is the kind of person we are dealing with. This is the kind of people that we are dealing with. So I can't imagine that they are dealing with something much different. We felt physically sick watching what happened in that office. It's supposed to be a safe place for kids. Sean Broderick, the student's father, told News 2. Someone is also throwing the girl's shoes and using a barrier to block her from the door. I'm that bitch. I am that bitch. Well, we have problems with two elementary schools in this county. One, a janitorial service person got caught with cocaine in the school, in an elementary school. And in the other elementary school, the janitorial staff threatened to kick my mom's ass. No one threatens my family and expects me not to do shit about it. So I'm in the process of working on getting her a lawyer, because her boss and her boss's boss did absolutely nothing about it except for, oh, next time let us know. No one told her. She found out through back channels. So I know both of the schools you're talking about. You know both of the schools you're talking. Timothy, message me on Discord. I know the one made news, but let me know if you know the other one. But thanks for outing me and letting me know that you know what county I live in. I mean, it's not hard. People in Florida were telling me that this made the cocaine one made news in Florida. And if it makes news in Florida, you know that you're fucked. And sorry about my, So, but if you know the second school I'm talking about, the one where someone was threatened, how do you know about that one? Because that person involved is my mother. Oh no, Angel, what's up? We have a 3-year-old tantrum incoming. Her pad must be dying. In the video, someone is heard saying, "First graders don't act like this. They say no, ma'am, yes, ma'am." I'm sorry, first graders don't say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Even here. No. Like, this is a first grader we were talking about. Oh, okay. She comes in, throws her pad on her trampoline and runs out the door. I know one of the kitchen staff. I worked on her computer. Interesting. You might know my mom. You might know Mama Squid. That's creepy. Not really, but like, because you don't live that far from me. Adults don't act like the staff did. So childish of them. Yeah, I live by Georgia Southern, so. Erin, who's a former teacher, said she thinks the incident should have been handled differently. The lawsuit claims staff were poorly trained. And these are people who are supposed to have degrees in early childhood education. Yeah, you're not that far from me. Can you bring the other one? Bring the other one. Go put this one back. Go put that one back and bring the other one. Okay, Mommy. These are people, teachers have degrees in early childhood education. So to not know how to deal with a 6-year-old appropriately and meet her, you can't talk to a kid like they're an adult. You have to meet a child where they are developmentally, whether that be a 10-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 6-year-old, whether that child is growing up according to plan, or that child might have a disease, developmental delay, something that keeps them from acting their age. You can't, yes, but you can't talk to a child like an adult. That's not the way this shit works. Like, talking to a child like an adult is just going to lead to problems. If you're going to work with kids, it takes a certain type of people. Yeah. Thea, what happened? It died? Oh, come here, baby. 1 second. I have to unlock her pad. We have a new game that she's addicted to, her phonics game. You want to play this one? No. Okay. So, it's, these are people who are supposed to be able to work with children. This is elementary school. They have degrees in early childhood education, supposed to have psychology classes in those degree fields. Why are they acting like this? And like, even if this wasn't a lawsuit, this is still not a good look. And as far as like a school or anything, optics are everything. If something looks bad, that's part of the problem. Like, my mom's boss wants everything to look right. So she's a racist towards my mother. First day of work, she showed up and my mom was, or the woman was like, "Oh, you're white." Excuse me, bitch? Yeah. Bye, Heidi. I've seen stuff in the school system that turns my head at 360. When did we go so wrong? Oh, trouble. I'll have to leave now. See you. It's sad, but our school systems and a lot of teachers expect all kids to sit quietly and focus on the teacher. No, and that's why I try to handle her in like the Montessori style. Like, kids are not quiet, and getting her to sit still for any length of time. This is it. She has a cake pop because she was very, very good today. Like, so we went to the store this morning and bought cake pops, and she brings me a cake pop. Hey, Captain. And she wanted one because she was good today, right? We even got a sticker from Walmart. If you can't handle an argument between 6-year-olds, you should not be in that environment. Yeah, and apparently the argument was resolved. The girl gave the necklace back to the girl in question, and that was it. And then staff got involved and you know, when people get involved and there's like too many cooks in the kitchen and you lose perspective on what actually happened. This is, you know, Aaron, his former teacher, the lawsuit claims the staff was poorly trained and used force that was not necessary. The document said the Broderick's daughter was deprived of lunch, and the case involves physical injury. Every single adult escalated this and acted illegally. They abused our daughter, and now she is traumatized. You want mommy's water? Your water's right there, baby. But mommy's always tastes better, huh? Okay. Okay. We don't want to chug. We take sips, okay? And hey, 3 awesome dogs. Have a good one. Bus driver was probably the problem. Yeah. All right. We believe that Longview Elementary didn't call us for 3 hours, so there would be no marks on our daughter when we arrived. And that's not a bad. I don't usually like to assume, but why wait 3 hours? That the Broderick's also said there needs to be cameras in more classrooms and principals' offices. We were lucky this had footage, but not every parent is lucky. News 2 reached out to the school system. A direct spokesperson said they don't comment on pending litigation, and their HR department is still conducting an investigation. So here's the legal complaint. I do have the let's see if the come on. They don't have, and I had to reload everything when I changed that setting, and I lost my stuff. So we're going to I lost my links that had the body cam footage, but here's a story from Fox 17 Nashville. So we are going to play this back at 1.25 speed because I don't want to be we're to skip to oh great. Williamson County has a really bad judge. It's juvenile cases. Yay. Yay. What happened, Angel? What happened? You want up? No. Then I don't know what we're crying about. All right. We are going to play this.
Who's a school resource officer 3 hours after an incident inside the cafeteria.
He told me that our daughter was having a complete meltdown in the cafeteria, that she wasn't being safe.
The Brodericks met with the school's principal.
That right there, I'm going to back this up just so we can watch that, and I'm going to slow it down, actually, because I'm going to slow that down so we can see exactly the body language. It's hard to see because it is grainy. It is lunchroom camera footage, but I am not of the, I don't think violence really solves anything. However, if someone lays their hands on her first, she's also not anybody's punching bag. So she will be taught that if someone starts something with her, she has my full permission and Mr. Squid's full permission to defend herself. However she feels like that might need to be. Do not start anything, of course, because we never start anything. We just deal with other people's actions as they come, which is interesting that I say that today because, if you know, you know. If you don't, you know. But hi, haters. But we're going to slow this down and watch how that little girl is in the middle. The school resource officer is the only one that's on her level.
3 hours after an incident inside the cafeteria.
He told me that
This one woman right here has her arm up. Like, if you were 6 years old and someone raises their arm and has their arm up like this, what are you thinking that's going to happen? I know her. If I do this, and sometimes I'm like, if she initially thinks it's a high five, but yeah, I slowed it because I wanted to see that in slow motion. I wanted to see the body language in slow motion, and the talking about it when in slow motion is funny. But I literally just wanted to see what the body language was slowed down. And if someone has a hand up, when someone raises a hand to me, I'm not scared of a lot of things, but I'm still like, where are you putting them hands? So I can't imagine what a 6-year-old is thinking. So what had happened, and we'll see if the thing says it, but the report says it, but from reading multiple stories about this, the little girl's friend took her necklace, and all she did was ask for it back, and the friend gave it back. And I think with her taking it back, the school assumed that she stole it. And that's when the girl was like, no, this is like, you know, when you're accused of stealing and you didn't do anything, you're like, you get defensive. And thinking that she stole it from the other little girl, and it was the exact opposite situation. Yeah, she's being crowded. That's freaking scary. That's freaking scary as an adult, let alone a 6-year-old. And these are supposed to be people that are supposed to protect you. Let's think about that too. We're told that cops, from a very young age, we're told that cops and teachers are supposed to be protective of us. Like, this just right here just makes me cringe. Like, this right here is not, I don't believe is lawsuit worthy, this part of it. However, this is still like, if I was a principal, I'd be pissed, and all 3 of them teachers would be disciplined, and I'd be calling that school resource officer's boss. I'd be making a call to the sheriff's department. Because at the end of the day, yeah, he's a school resource officer. He works in the school, but he is a deputy sheriff. And he is supposed to be held to a higher standard than everybody in that room.
our daughter was having a complete meltdown in the cafeteria, that she wasn't being safe.
The Brodericks met with the school's principal, Dr. Kathy Ball, but they say Ball told them there was no incident, no report, no explanation. After discussing concerns to...
And that's bullshit, because we just saw there was an incident. So for the principal to tell the parents that there was no incident is a bold-faced fucking lie. And the one thing that I hate more than anything in this world, other than a hypocrite, is a liar, because usually they're one and the same. But if you lie to me and I find out, no, we's done. So for you to lie to me about the treatment of my child, holy crap. A lawsuit would be the worst of your worries. I would be on your doorstep, making your life hard and letting you know that you suck at life every day. I would be out at your front door every day with a sign that says, "This school principal sucks." Yeah, and just think how you would have interpreted this video without knowing what happened. Yeah, and the fact that they have this footage is going to be interesting for this lawsuit, because there is no way to hide. When they were told that something didn't happen, I really hope they got that shit in writing, because the video says otherwise. One of the teachers should have removed the little girl from the area to a quiet place, meet the little girl on her level, quieted the situation. They need to listen to our children. Yeah, and the thing is we try, like, for some reason in this country, we try to treat children like little adults. We expect children to sit still in school for 6 to 8 hours a day. That's not how development and childhood works. Like they can't. And then we get mad when we have high expectations for children that they can't meet. They're children. Yeah, should they know right from wrong in some instances? Of course. But like, you've seen her run all over the place and me kind of go, she's doing her thing. I can't get mad at her for being a child when she's a child. TLDR so far, Tennessee parents suing school district over treatment of 6-year-old child from an incident stemming from an incident in the cafeteria involving a necklace between 2 6-year-old girls. Oh, I'm good. I'm not as fired up as I was the last time, but I'm still looking for a lawyer. Hi. Ma'am.
Mama.
Angel. Ready? Ready? And I am going to be stopping this quite frequently so that I do not get copyright struck, because part of fair use is putting my opinion and my spin on it, and that's what we're doing. Hey, you heard it here first, folks. And hey, Musie, how are you, muscle lady?
Hi.
Yeah. You can see the child is trying to look up and talk to them. They're ignoring her, except for one lady. And I will give the school resource officer credit, because even with the issues I have with him in this situation, he's the only one that's on her level. And he's not even a teacher. Duh. Although I'm older, I remember teachers involving us in activities when we became antsy. The teacher was also confident in a friend. Today, they're more like dictators. Also, I never knew who my teachers were dating, if they were married, single, gay, straight. I didn't care, because they were not there to tell us their private lives. 2 of my teachers in high school in my second high school were actually married, and we didn't know until someone looked at the last names and was like, "Oh, you guys have the same last name. That's weird." And that's when she was like, "Yeah, that's because we're married." All right. Ready?
Yes.
Okay.
District leaders, the family reviewed surveillance and body camera footage.
And then for these adults to look me in the face and tell me that nothing happened after they put their hands all over my daughters, it's infuriating.
Looks like he could be Expert's brother. Just saying. Hey, Steve. Like, look at this. Like, we're gonna slow parts of this stuff down when we get to the office footage, but it's crazy.
The Broderick shared that video with Fox 17 News. They
Oh, hell no, they're touching my child. Hi. Mwah. No, baby. No, boo. No, boo. Mwah, I love you, but no. Ugh. Oh, yeah, King Paco. And this. Angel.
say it all started over a small disagreement between their daughter and a classmate involving a necklace.
And then she just sat in her seat, and that's where the video picked up. That was the entire event.
Yeah, the entire event. A dispute over a necklace. The girl got her necklace back and sat down.
She just wanted her necklace back. Her friend gave it back, and then her friend put her head down crying. There was no physical altercation. There was no danger. It's a typical 5-year-old dispute that could happen at any time with anyone's child.
This is part of the cafeteria footage. A teacher takes something from Erin and Sean's daughter's hands. A few minutes later, the child is surrounded by multiple adults. When the girl tries to run, those adults block her. The Brodericks say staff physically restrained the 6-year-old, even using their legs and feet. The SRO's body camera.
It's King Bob. It's not a freeze pop. It's a nail file. You hit. Yeah, you hit nail file. That's. Wait, one. Are you done? Are you done? Okay. Just, it's a glass nail file, and she threw it. Good thing it landed on her trampoline. It didn't break. But yeah. You can see this girl. We're going to slow this down again because this is where, sorry, Fox 17, this is fair use because I am analyzing, your footage because it's a FOIA request to get this footage would take damn near a long time. So I'm going to turn off the, I'm going to mute the sound so we don't have to look at it. We can just, or we don't have to hear it. They're touching her and she does not want you. It's obvious she doesn't want to be touched. Oh, this poor girl. She's running away from them while everybody else is just. What the actual. Yeah. I can't say that I wouldn't be. I can't say that I wouldn't be much different. Honestly, like, don't touch my child. And there's a difference between like holding her hand or like touching her back and guiding her. Okay, kids, we got to go this way. Time to go to the cafeteria. Let's, and then whatever that was. And this is one of the reasons. Well, yeah, I know, but it can copyright their footage. So I'm being very careful with how I do it. It's different when I wasn't monetized and I could just play stuff and I would give my commentary without being like super worried about it because yeah, it's, yeah, but it's like she ran to that other teacher for help and that teacher didn't fucking help her. Yeah, you lay your hand on a child when they're asking for your help. And it's a little different if they're actually like doing something wrong. Or like we're in a store and she wants to try to run out and traffic this person. And I have to like physically pick her up and be like, no, we are going into the store. We are not playing in a parking lot today for her safety. She's a 3-year-old who doesn't know that a parking lot is a dangerous place. And then this, like, I understand sometimes having to grab a child in a forceful way to keep them safe or to handle a situation. However, this yeah, and why is the school resource officer involved? There's not an altercation. She literally sat back down. And hey, Angie, how are you? Yeah, this is very, very telling. And then this is where we're going to listen.
This moment. It's 34 minutes long. The SRO then picks the girl up and carries her to Dr. Ball's office. The Broderick say what happened next wasn't any better.
And
a room.
And that right there, like if you're going to pick a child up where you want them to calm down and be comforted, that is not the way to do it. And I understand she's 6. I mean, 3, 6, obviously a size difference, but like I can still pick up a 6-year-old in a comforting way. A freaking sheriff's deputy should be able to. Yes, when you do this to a child, they will never forget. It's ingrained in them. It's ingrained in their psyche. Like they just can't forget trauma. We can't either, but like we can process it. They don't know that that's not supposed to happen. So they think everybody's going to treat them like that. Oh, it's
full of adults mocking, blocking, and physically handling their daughter.
You better not mess up my yearbooks.
At one point, a teacher.
That's a threat. You better not mess up my yearbooks. Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do to her if she messes up your yearbooks? Like, tell me, lady. I would be, if I was the freaking, oh my God, if this ever makes it to a jury trial, I would ask, if I was the plaintiff's attorney, I would be asking, so what did you mean by that? You heard is that your voice? Yes. What did you mean by that? Was that threatening the child? Why do you still work? Why are you still working around children? Why are you still allowed to work around children?
Takes off the girl's shoes and throws them. Another eats in front of her.
You sure are acting like a little 2-year-old. You know, you're not using a very big brain to hit a police officer. Oh, stop right now.
And is it wrong for the little girl to hit a police officer? Yes, plain devil's advocate. However, she's 6.
Ow, I have had it, little girl. Let me tell you what, you're not going to kick my law.
I've never felt more sick in my life. I felt physically ill. I've felt physically ill throughout this entire process. My entire body was shaking with rage and anger.
The Brodericks believe staff escalated the situation instead of calming it down. When Erin and Sean stopped receiving answers from the district, they filed a lawsuit claiming negligence.
What does accountability look like to you?
To me, it looks like the adults that were involved in that are suspended. We asked for cameras in district offices and in school offices, so administrative offices, hallways, any points where there's blind spots in schools.
Yes.
So God forbid this happens to someone else's family, they have the ability to request that information.
During a follow-up meeting with the Brodericks, an individual who identified himself as Williamson County Schools Superintendent Dr. Jason Golden strongly condemned the staff's actions.
Let me tell you all up front, it's appalling. When we looked at it, it was straightforward and simple. This just absolutely shouldn't happen.
But here's the thing. They talk all this talk, and staff here is doing it too. You talk all this talk, well, that shouldn't have happened. I'm sorry that happened to you, blah, 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 blah. What are you going to do about it? Well, just let us know next time, or just communicate better. Excuse you? No. And I believe that is one of the reasons that they filed this lawsuit, was because nothing was done to the people who actually were involved. And I would be pissed. I would be pissed as a parent. I already have a lawyer that I am. You have this one right here, baby. She has this whole cake pop, like half a cake pop left, and she wants a brand new one. She brought me the other container. And I'm like, no, you have one right there. Like, yeah, and I think it was, but like I can see having that for some things, but like, no. But it's like, like there's a difference between talking a good game and actually acting on your talk. Like, you can talk all you want. Oh, that looked awful. Straightforward, that just looked awful. We'll do something about it. Fix the situation. Hand down punishments, suspensions, transfers, remedial shit. Put something in their official file that says they're a horrible person. Something besides, well, I'll talk to them. No. That's not how this shit works. No. I like accountability. I want proof that there's accountability, and I don't think the parents got it. And I think that's why they sued.
Do you agree that my daughter was emotionally, mentally, and physically abused in this room?
On its face, it looks abusive to me. Yes, it's appalling. I don't know how else to put it. On so many levels,
So
your daughter was done wrong. It is the most unique, most terrible event I have ever seen by far.
Well, do something about it. What are you going to do about it? Stop talking and do. I'm so sick of this world, and this is one of the reasons I want to talk about this. Is one, she's going into school within the next year or two. I cannot fathom what would happen inside of my head if something like this happened to her. How bad I would feel for putting her in a school when I want to homeschool her. And secondly, how much action I would take against these people. I would be at every school board meeting. I would be calling every parent at that school saying, your child is in this person's classroom. Do you know what this person did? I'm damn near, if the school decides not to do anything and I do need to get a lawyer and stuff like that, I'm considering putting that entire school on blast on this YouTube channel. Principal, school resource officer, county sheriff, bosses for the person who knew about the threat and didn't do anything about it because she's friends with the person who made the threat. All that. I'm putting all of their freaking shit right here. Right here. we will know who all those people are. Just saying. This reminds me of like my Angel, you have one right here. Then can't give you any other one until you eat that one. Well, I'm sorry for you. Like, 2 weeks suspension without pay. Union might stop them, sacking them. Could have pressed charges. Yeah, it's just a bad situation all around.
Anything that I've seen in the 19 and a half years I've been here.
Fox 17 News requested the personnel files and any internal investigative files for everyone involved. Dr. Kathy Ball resigned during an internal investigation and is no.
Good. Oh, notice how she was. But here's the thing. She resigned. So when she goes to apply for another job, she doesn't actually have to say that anything happened. She can lie. Whereas if she's fired and she'd have to explain she's fired. Just to your kind. Yeah, that's the least of embarrassment is and when you put people's dirty laundry, when you embarrass people, sometimes that's enough. And that's another reason why I'm talking about this, because outside of the Nashville area, I don't know anybody who is actually talking about this. I have not seen this on any YouTube channels, any parenting channels, any news, I have not seen anybody talk about this. I could be wrong. There's thousands of YouTube channels that I don't actually know about. I have not seen this in the news anywhere in my area, local news, internet. I've not seen this story. So like this shit needs to be brought out into the light. And that's what I'm going to use my platform for. I only have 4,000 subscribers, trying to hit 5,000 maybe by next year. But we are going to put these people's dirty laundry and face all over the internet. So when they try to go get another job, someone might be like, oh, I've seen you somewhere. You were accused of this. And that, as parents, we need to advocate for our children. I will admit I've confronted the principal and teachers if I feel they are in the wrong. If my grandson is in the wrong, he will be punished by me. And that's the thing. I'm not afraid to say, well, she's wrong. Well, you're wrong. Well, I'm wrong. Sorry. And I'm also not afraid to apologize if I'm wrong, because that's a sign of a emotionally mature adult. And I would like to say most of the time, I feel like I'm emotionally mature. I have my moments, and my child is one of those touchy subjects, as we've learned from last October. However, if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. But that's another reason why I don't ever claim to be 100% right in anything, because I know there's a gray area and I'm always going to be wrong about something. Please replenish Baby Squid's Banana Fund, and the Pacer Paper Fund is out of control. Please give if you can. Yes, that would be amazing. Only give if you have the Publix type or the Trader Joe type funds, not if you have like Aldi or you got stuff going on. Take care of yourself first. I heard it mentioned somewhere back in May or June, but that was it. I might have, but I don't remember. I don't remember ever hearing about this. But now that there's a lawsuit, we're going to read it.
No longer with the district. Records from the Tennessee State Board of Education show April Lee received a written reprimand, a demotion from assistant principal to a school counselor, and a transfer to another school in the district.
She went from the assistant principal to a counselor, where honestly, as a counselor, you have more interactions with children and their emotions than you do as the assistant principal. So that's like the worst thing that you can demote them to. God, I'm sorry. Like, in my opinion, that's the worst thing she can be demoted to, because now she's going to have even more one-on-one contact with emotionally charged children. I mean, this is an elementary school. It's not a high school where the school counselor helps you with, what you're going to do after high school, college admissions, trade school, stuff like that. The school counselor at an elementary school is dealing with children's emotions quite frequently. So the fact that she went from assistant principal to school counselor is like embarrassing for the school district.
district. Meanwhile, Sean and Erin say the incident affected their daughter tremendously.
And we've spent the entire summer and a lot of therapy to empower her and to help her process this and move forward. But now she's confused as to who she does and does not have to listen to.
The Brodericks say they'll keep speaking out in hopes of preventing this from happening to another child.
And this is just
Pick your mom and dad.
The State Board of Education says the district did not submit reports for other educators. Now, we did want to ask the district about its conduct of its employees.
yeah.
I can't.
No, Angel, you've had enough. Go get your banana.
No.
Go get your banana. Then you're not getting another cake pop. Sorry. Your strawberries are right there. Okay. You know. She lied as principal. Now she's counseling. Parents should be outraged. Well, the assistant principal is the counselor now. The principal is no longer with the district. She resigned. Ugh. I can see it now. Principal gets caught putting spy cam in girls' restroom, downgraded to a teacher, and moved to an all-girls school as a reprimand. Yep. All right, getting to the actual lawsuit. This is just disappointing and frustrating on so many levels that I can't even it's disappointing as a parent. It's disappointing as someone who took early childhood education classes in college. I do not have my degree in early childhood education. My degree is in occupational therapy. However, I did take a few pediatrics classes, and that is as well as being a parent. And that is just not something that I see as appropriate on any stretch of the imagination. So this is the lawsuit. It was filed in the Circuit Court for Williamson County, Tennessee. I do not have access to that. This I got off of that site, Talk 17. They had it posted. I was looking for other documents, and Williamson County, Tennessee is not open, and Tennessee is just not open and honest with their documents like Florida is, and even Georgia. All right, this is the family versus the Williamson County Board of Education. Jury demand. Plaintiff RB, a minor, through her parents, individually state that their claims against the defendant as follows. Plaintiff RB is a minor and citizen resident in Williamson County, Tennessee. She brings this action through her parents. SB, the father, is an adult resident of Williamson County, Tennessee. EB, the mother, is an adult resident of Williamson County, Tennessee. Defendant Williamson County Board of Education is a public corporation and a local governmental organized pursuant to that Tennessee code. Nobody really cares about the Tennessee code. If you do, we can go through and read it, but y'all are here for the meat and the bones, not the scraps. Jurisdiction and venue. This case involves physical injury and predicated upon negligence. The injury occurred on or about May 20th of 2025. This action is timely filed. This court has subject matter jurisdiction over this action pursuant to that Tennessee code. Defendant is a governmental entity with the meaning of Tennessee Governmental Tort Liability Act. Defendant does not have immunity for injuries resulting from the negligent acts or omissions of employees. Yes, Tammy, you are. Cheers. Cheers. So many public employees have forgotten they work for the public. Yes. On or about May 20th, 2025, RB, a 6-year-old kindergarten student, was at lunch in the cafeteria at Longview Elementary School. Prior to the acts and omissions complained of herein, RB was not threatening herself or any other students or adults in the cafeteria. Defendant employees Kathy Ball, April Lee, Angela Albanese, Valerie Adaya, who acted within the course and scope of their employment with defendant, said duties of employment, including supervising the children, including RB and others. The defendant claims that Deputy Andrew Montgomery is not an employee. However, Deputy Montgomery frequently performs under the direction and supervision of the defendant's administrators. I would have added the Williamson County Sheriff's Office as a. I would have acted as added him as a separate defendant. I'm not their lawyer. I don't know why they didn't do that or why they couldn't do that. I'm just saying I would have asked my lawyer if we could do that because he laid hands on her too. And not in a way that a sheriff's deputy should for the safety of the individual you're, my husband is a volunteer soccer coach at a high school. They mandated to put audio recorders into all bathrooms and locker rooms. I don't know how I feel. I know it's just no video, just audio, but I'm still not sure how I feel about that. I just don't know how I feel about that. And thank you for the $10 super chat. Thank you. Thank you for the $10 super chat. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. Whatever you want to do with it. Thank you. Can you hear her laughing in the background? Appreciate you, Greta. You are awesome. And I wish Cash App would, Venmo allows you to respond with a message. Cash App does not. So yeah, I don't like that. And I don't have kids. Yeah, it doesn't take much to be and I'm under there are certain things in life that you will not understand unless you were a parent. I figured that out once I became a parent. However, there are certain things that all you have to do is spend time around children a little bit to understand certain things. And I understand, my cousin is a teacher. She was a teacher years before she had children. So you don't have to be a parent to be good with kids and to be appropriate with kids and understand kids. However, this is, yeah. I don't know. There's a couple of things I just... Defendant utilizes the running video camera to record activities in the cafeteria and other areas of the school. On that day, these teachers didn't realize that they were on camera? Or do they do this all the time, and this time is the only time when someone called them out on it? Yeah. On that day, the video shows RB attending to lunch in the cafeteria and not threatening injury to herself or any other students or defendant's personnel. Just as lunch was commencing, RB asked another kindergarten student to return RB's necklace. A staff member saw the exchange and misunderstood that the necklace was RB's and took it away from RB. Oh, you take something away from a 6-year-old that belongs to her? She's going and doesn't understand why you're taking it from her. She's going to freak out. She's going to think you're stealing it. How do you not process this? Is she's going to think as a 6-year-old when you are taking something from her that you are stealing it. Inevitably, this made RB sad but not distressed, and it did not cause her to act out. Immediately, Angela Albanese walked over and upon approach, grabbed RB, proceeding to a crowd and hover, intruding her personal space. RB's reaction to Albanese was oppositional, but not threatening of harm to Albanese or anyone else, herself included. She's 6. She's going to throw a tantrum if you take something that belongs to her and then get mad at her for you taking her stuff. She's not going to, I'm as an adult would be like, what the hell are you doing? She's 6. She doesn't know how to express those. 6-year-olds have big feelings and not a lot of cognitive ability to process what those feelings mean. Like, yeah, that staff member is a thief and should be prosecuted for it. I like the way you think. Yeah, likely that's the case. You'll note the other kids just stayed seated. There is no shock or good. That's a good point. Yeah, the other kids just sat there like this is normal. So I would really like to see what happens to the other kids on a daily basis if they're ruled by fear, so to speak. Arby's reaction was oppositional but not threatening of harm to Albanese or anyone else, herself included. Albanese further restrained Arby by pulling at her arm where she was pushed into a cafeteria table. Albanese then grabbed Arby in a full body hold, and we saw that on the footage. Arby attempted to create space between herself and Albanese, walking to the opposite side of the table. This led to more demonstration of force by Kathy Ball, April Lee, Deputy Montgomery, and continued by Angela. The force was not necessary. Force is never necessary with a 6-year-old that is throwing a tantrum. Like when she throws a tantrum, I just go, okay, make it a good one and don't hurt yourself. Like, but the only time that like I absolutely have to put hands on her when she's throwing a tantrum is when we need to change her diaper. But like there's a way to do it where you're not going to scare her. And just oh, hell to the no. Angie, so when my cousin was in 4th grade, her teacher taped her with duct tape to her chair, removed her jewelry, and yelled at her, "Who do you think you are coming to my class wearing?" Oh, hell no. Yeah, they should pick 10 random days over the last few months and watch interactions. Oh, I'm sure it would be very enlightening. And let there be light. Speaking of that. Why these people have jobs? These are the kind of people who not only need to lose their job, but need to be publicly shamed. Like, public embarrassment for public employees is like you do something stupid and illegal. You should be shamed. You should be publicly shamed. Like their embarrassment is a powerful tool. Embarrassment is a powerful tool. I'm just saying. Yeah, that officer picked her up all wrong. I know. He picked her up like you were restraining a drunk 22-year-old, a girl who's out for her 21st birthday and gets drunk and stupid and belligerent. That's how you pick up a 21-year-old who's trying to kick you, not a scared 6-year-old who is kicking out of an instinct because she doesn't want anybody to touch her. Oh, Squid, this is really triggering you. As a mom of a 3-year-old, someone who knows that our schools around here, our elementary schools have had 2 different issues at 2 different elementary schools in the same county. I am all for accountability. And this is the kind of accountability, and I'm pretty sure the parents only filed this lawsuit because of the fact that these people were not fired. You would have fired these people. A letter of reprimand is not going to do shit. No one cared. Slap on the wrist. Parents don't know that the teacher has a letter of reprimand. What should happen is if you want to give them a letter of reprimand, that letter of reprimand should be hung up in their classroom for the year so all the parents can see it. I mean, yeah, I'm all for tar and feathering. Hey, Dad, how are you? You might just want to go back to work because if you're in your office, this one's gonna set you off, and you already have enough stupid people to deal with at work. So don't tell them I said that. Say hi to the people I like, and give a little F you side eye to the people I don't. Just saying. You know who I'm talking about, Dad. The events led to 7 adults restraining RB with their legs and feet, pressing and pinning RB on the ground. RB was walled in by adult humans and their legs. Yeah. And if it takes 7 adults to restrain a 6-year-old, y'all have more problems than just a 6-year-old. I'm just saying. The staff in the cafeteria were poorly trained or trained improperly on how to handle the matter. I would have asked the child, like, the thing that nobody's bringing up here is, did the adults ask the little girl what was wrong or why she took the necklace from her friend? It sounds like they never asked. Like, it sounds like they never said, hey, whose necklace is this? The little girl could have been mine. Like, she could have said mine, and you could have said, okay, you got your necklace back. Is there any more problems? Is this going to be a bigger issue that we need to work on? If everybody says no, leave it alone. 6-year-olds fight, kids fight, hell, adults fight. Adults argue. It happens. Get over it. But to make it such a big deal over such a small little issue, Nope. Just a 6-year-old kindergartner. I believe she was 5 at the time. Because her mom, when she was being interviewed, said a 5-year-old. So either she just turned 6, like right around that time, or she's 6 now. So it's yeah, if you want to back up, we did look at the body cam footage and the footage from the cafeteria. If you want to see it, it's a little triggering. But I know y'all know we deal with some hard topics on this channel, so y'all know that we have a built-in trigger warning. Additionally, all cafeteria staff are mandated reporters that watch the scenario unfold. That's a really good point that I forgot about too. Mandatory reporters. They just watched all this shit happen. None of the other people who weren't involved in this situation, staff-wise, reported any of it to anybody outside. Obviously, you wouldn't go to the assistant principal or the principal because they were involved. You'd go above them. Apparently, nobody else knew about this. No, there might be special needs now. I'm not going to lie. There might be special needs now. Nope. Sounds like very poorly educated. It makes you wonder how they got their degrees. I also wonder if the other child had some relaxation to the first teacher. Maybe. I have no way of knowing that. Don't hurt yourself. Timothy Worsley, I'm listening while driving on a stop. I got teeth marks on my tongue from trying to keep myself from yelling. Yeah, I have a wound on my lip because I've been trying to look into this story. As I've been trying to look into this story, I've been biting my lip, and I have a little bit of a raw lip because I've been biting the skin because this is frustrating. As a parent, this is frustrating. This is just, I can't imagine. And if I were those other parents, I'd be wanting to know just a little bit more about my school. But all of this, when she finally does start school, I have very specific questions that I want to ask at parent-teacher nights or open house. I have very specific questions that I want to ask her teacher because of stuff like this. Thereafter, Deputy Montgomery used an inappropriate and unjustified restraint to transport RB from the cafeteria in front of everyone in the cafeteria and hallways to the office of Kathy Ball, the principal at the time. Miss Ball gave her consent to this restraint transport. Yeah, and there's a way, like, you can also, like, hold both of her hands, and she might resist, and you'd be dragging her a little bit, but she would still be on her feet, and you would be holding her by the hand or by the elbow. I would probably hold her probably above the elbow, just so you don't, because, I mean, small children, joint integrity, I would have, if she's resisting, I would have a problem. I would be scared that I'm going to pull her elbow out of the socket, but that's just me personally. But so it looks bad when people are grabbed up here, but for grabbing someone by the hand or the wrist, like sometimes I worry about that elbow, especially if they resist you, which she might, but that'd still be, or you can pick her up under the arms and put her on your shoulder like I've done too, which would not harm her. And she might actually start laughing because it's fun. Just saying. Well, and Kathy, there's so many other ways to do it besides what he did. So many other ways to do it. While in Kathy Ball's office, the above actors further compounded their lack of training or their poor training by using ad hoc de-escalation methods. Arby was pushed and kicked. Her personal attire was removed from her. Yeah, I bet she did not remove her own shoes. Somebody touched her. And I'm sorry, I know they're just shoes, but once again, you touched my child and you removed an article of clothing from my child. And walking around barefoot in a school, not something that's sanitary by any means. I'm just saying. Nope. And not only that, instead of when her shoes did come off, even if she had kicked them off, they didn't put them to the side, they threw them. So now not only did you remove clothing, an article of clothing, but now you're throwing that article of clothing. You're potentially damaging my personal property. Shit that I paid for. Like, I have multiple problems with a bunch of shit, but I'm also the kind of person that, like, even in the gym, like, I don't like when people touch my stuff. Like, if my bag is there in my gym bag, I'm like, I don't like when people move it without my consent. So I'm that person. Like, don't touch my stuff. Don't touch my stuff. Her personal attire was removed from her. While there, Miss Ball utilized mockery and shame to try to gain compliance with RB. Like, no. She withheld food to try to gain compliance with RB. Miss Ball demonstrated that she was giving food to Miss Lee, who actually ate it in front of RB. Miss Nadia, whatever. I don't care. You sound like you suck at life, so I don't care if I pronounce your name right. Like, nah. Joined in the food deprivation intervention by bragging about what she had for lunch. Oh, that's just shitty. That's just shitty on so many levels. Like, in September, I am doing a 36-hour fast. I'm not doing it because I want to. I'm doing it because Mr. Squid has to go for a medical procedure where he cannot eat. And with that, I would feel bad eating in front of him. So I am choosing to not eat because of the fact that he can't eat. So, like, I wouldn't even do that with my significant other, let alone my child. Like, the only time I eat in front of her is when I offer her food and she doesn't take it. Because I can't force her to eat. That's just cruel. Hey, Janet, how are you? Oh, trigger warning on this one. When RB expressed her despair and said she could not be quiet, Miss Ball told her that meant she could not have her lunch. Miss Ball at one point told RB she was getting a lunch for RB, but then threatened that if she was not quiet, then she would give it to Deputy Montgomery. Since the incident was initiated by school staff prior to lunch, it is evident that RB was deprived of lunch the entire school day. And all of this despite the fact that staff had been put on notice from the parent multiple times previously that RB gets irritable if she does not eat. She gets hangry. She gets hangry. We all do. We all do. I don't. Yeah, this is extreme for a 6-year-old, and I can see why the parents sued. Especially if they've said before, "Hey, please make sure she eats," because if she doesn't eat, she gets, irritable. If you don't want to deal with an irritable child, feed her. So now you're dealing with a hungry child in the middle of that. Nothing classified as a de-escalation technique happened in Kathy Ball's office. RB was presented with stimulation in the form of adults talking, phone calls where she was shamed by their conversation, walkie-talkies buzzing, and an attempt to use some device to pin her in. The door was forcefully held shut by that see you next Tuesday. RB was shown only anger and fits, deprivation of food, coercion, demeaning threats, such as threats that RB cannot go to the first grade. Defendant's employees told RB that she must not have a very big brain. Oh my God. They crazily commented on her legs and said the video that we didn't see was 34 minutes long. We only saw snippets from it, but it was 34 minutes long. I will be doing a FOIA request to see if I can get the entire thing, and we will be watching it. They crazily commented on her legs and said, "I wouldn't want legs like that." What does this even mean? I mean, her face was obviously blurred out, but she looked like a typical 6-year-old. Like long legs, long legs, long arms, torso, skinny. Looks like a typical 6-year-old. What does this even mean? They all put their hands on her constantly. RB was giving 76 demands and asked 74 questions in a span of 34 minutes. Each time the demand changed. These people. Now I see why they sued. Plaintiffs assert that there were numerous interventions that could have and should have been exhausted that day, short of using any restraints or seclusion rooms. I mean, you could have put her in a quiet classroom too and talked to her or turned the lights off, because obviously there were windows in that room. Obviously it's noon. It looked sunny. Turn the lights off. Make it a little less stimulating. And that's half the reason I turned this light off, this big ass one, because it's overstimulating. Notwithstanding, here we go. Longwood has a calming room for which administration has spent years touting its appropriateness for de-escalation. All of the named employees know about the calming room. They knew how to get there, and they have been in it and seen it utilized before. The actions and inactions of the employees of the defendant were without due care and imprudent. Yeah. I mean, I can understand having a calming room in an elementary school, but I wonder why they needed, why this specific school needed a calming room. Is it your children? Or is it the way your staff treats children, where children get overwhelmed? The actions and inactions of the... Oh my God. Defendants administrators have admitted everything they know of the matter was not protocol and is indefensible. That phone call with the superintendent was telling and is going to be put into evidence. I just got a feeling. It has been classified as such a poor demonstration of conduct that where it is so shameful, it could not be used for training on what not to do. It very well could. Miss Ball never informed SB and EB of what happened to their daughter. That's the problem too. This is what I hate about our schools. If something happens with my daughter, good, bad, ugly, I don't care, you best be making a phone call. Because if I find out that something happened later and school staff knew about it and didn't tell me, that is, oh my goodness. They could have taken her to the playground and play on the equipment and swings. Working with some of the children that I had when I did a pediatric rotation in school, in a school system, a lot of the behavioral issues a dark, quiet room, not a dark room like, you know, like an Aaron Rodgers sensory deprivation room, but like calm. Turn the light off. You have light coming through the window, but the light's off. It's quiet. You know, you might have music. You have a comfortable chair to sit in, like something quiet. This was 34 minutes of footage. But 3 hours later is when they finally decided to inform the parents that nothing happened. 3 hours later, Deputy Montgomery instead told EB about it in a way that diminished what really happened. And I'm sorry, if you have to downplay your actions, you know you've screwed up. Only 2 more days of school remained after this debacle, but the defendant has not since conveyed the seriousness of this matter to its employees, causing further harm to the plaintiffs. Some of the named actors above and other employees are spending their spare time sharing stories about this with unrelated parties. Personnel at other schools, Miss Ball and Miss, I don't care what your name is, continue to talk about it, and of course, it gets back to plaintiffs. It's a small town. If the defendant were handling this seriously, its employees would not be gossiping about it. You want to gossip? Here, gossip about this lawsuit that you're named in. And I'm assuming the 3 hours was when they picked her up from school, that it was casually mentioned to them, but where I would be calling. Hold on 1 second. Hey, Jen. How are you? Hey, Squid. Hey, everyone. How are you doing? Trigger warning on this one, Jen. Trigger warning. All of this has caused the plaintiff serious emotional distress, and it caused physical injury to RB. RB is receiving trauma therapy and has demonstrated a disinterest in school. At 6 years old, she already hates school. Like, this could have been a kid who loved school, was valedictorian of her high school, went on to do great things. But now, because of your actions, and remember this, like whenever you affect a child, remember you're affecting their future. You're affecting how they see future teachers, future school. You impact their lifelong learning and not only their ability to learn, but their desire to learn. Like, it's just, they never intended to tell the parents what really happens, and she hates school. Yeah, and that sucks, because I think there's a time and a place to hate like certain classes in school, but to hate waking up every morning and having to go to school is, like, I hated certain classes, but like school as a whole wasn't that bad. And now looking back, I'm like, oh, I want to go back. I want to go back. Can I just go back to school? It was reasonably foreseeable that without the appropriate training, retraining, monitoring, and supervision, school personnel will get into interactions that can escalate harm. The need for adequate training and supervision is clearly foreseeable, as an accident or injury is reasonably foreseeable if adult actors with poor training engage a kindergarten student, remember she's in kindergarten, in a staff-created crisis. The defendant was negligent. It failed to prevent and remove danger and further create danger by 1, negligently training the employees named herein, and 2, negligently monitoring their employees. And the fact that all of these employees were in the principal's office with the principal and didn't say shh means that principal was either has a history of this, or they're all shitty people. And I'm pretty sure they're just all shitty people, because I would really like to think that teachers aren't shitty people, but here we are in 2025. 2020 showed us that sometimes teachers can be shitty people. One of my friends and my cousin are both teachers in the same school district. They are not shitty people, but there are shitty teachers. The plaintiff's resulting injuries were and remain substantial. RB has been harmed physically and with accompanying pain and suffering. More lasting, she has been harmed emotionally and to date has not recovered. She continues to obtain counseling. RB's damages include, but are not limited to, pain and suffering, emotional distress and anguish, and the loss or enjoyment of life. RB's parents have suffered damages too. They have witnessed the events in the videos, and their damages include, but are not limited to, RB's medical bills, expenses for RB's care, and the prospective cost of educational expenses since RB cannot have a safe educational experience at Longview. Negligence. Defendant owned, managed, and operated and maintained and otherwise controlled the school where RB was injured. At the time of the injuries, RB was a student enrolled at defendant's school, participating in school, on school property, in the care of multiple school employees, and subject to school policies and procedures. Defendant and its employees named herein owed RB and her parents a duty of reasonable care. This right here, reasonable care, to prevent her from being exposed to foreseeable dangers, especially dangers that they created. Have a good day, King Bob. The defendant and its employees breached their duty of care by negligently training their personnel in restraint and de-escalation techniques, negligently monitoring their employees' practices, negligently monitoring non-employees on their property, failing to provide a reasonably safe environment. The negligence of the defendant and its employees was the direct, actual, and proximate cause of the plaintiff's injuries and the cost incurred by the parents. The plaintiff have been damaged as a result of the negligence, defendant and its employees. All actions and omissions of the defendant and its employees are attributable to the defendant through the doctrine of respondent, superior, and vicarious liability. I don't know. I haven't heard anything, but I would assume so. But then again, The defendant was negligent in that it failed to provide a safe environment for its students. It was negligent in that it did not properly train employees. It was negligent in that it did not monitor and supervise its employees. The defendant is liable to the plaintiffs for their damages. The defendant is liable to the plaintiffs under the Governmental Tort Liability Act. I will look that up, though, because that's a big thing. Wherefore, the plaintiffs respectfully request that they be given leave to amend this complaint as additional facts are discovered. Fair enough. This court entered judgment for the plaintiffs and against the defendant, and the plaintiffs be awarded compensatory damages against the defendant in an amount to be proven at trial, but not less than $300,000 for RB, the minor, and a like amount to the parents to cover the cost of caring for and educating RB, as well as for their own emotional distress. And think about it. Like if RB refuses to go to school and needs to be homeschooled, the mom has a job, most likely. So now the mom has to quit her job to homeschool her child because her child refuses and is acting out in a traditional school setting. So like it sounds like a lot of money at first, but then when you think about the actual $300,000 over the course of 12 years. I mean, is it really that much? What's bad is that this will change this girl's whole life. Others should think about the result of their actions. And I think that's why the parents are suing. Because it's not about an incident that occurred. All children have tantrums. All children do things that are not appropriate. It's how the adults around them handle situations that affect how that child reacts and what happens next time. Yeah, that's only $25,000 a year. Accordingly, for an ad damnum, the plaintiffs state an exact amount of $600,000 that this court award the plaintiffs such other and further relief to which they may be entitled, and that a jury of 12 hear this case, and that this court tax all costs against the defendant. There's their, yep. So that is, oh, yeah. I can't imagine. Like, I just can't imagine. Hey, beautiful. On that note, I do have us set up to redirect over to my other stream at 2:00. I am going to take a half an hour off to get something to eat because I have not, this has been my extent of my food today. I don't normally drink soda, but like these things are, I tried one because I'm like, let me not buy like a 12 pack or something because I don't know if I'm going to like it. This little poppy tastes exactly like an Orange Crush and only has 15 calories, 2 grams of fiber, and 3 grams of sugar. And that's it. Yeah. So let's yeah. So if y'all want to contribute to my I'm going to try to drink less of these and more of these because I need that like bubbly, but for some reason sparkling water only goes so far for me. But this was so yummy. It's delicious. Drink water and work out. Oh, hold on, Zach. I got something to show you before we go. Because I gotta do mama duties too, because if you know, you know. Hey Rickles. Rickles, I have document 107 at 2:00. But before we go, your girl did a 138-pound back squat today. Let's see. Oh, come on. Why isn't it? This is not the one. Where is it? Why can you never find stuff when you need it? Favorites. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Before we go, just because Zach showed up. Image file. Yeah. Why do I not want to present this? Hide that part. Okay. Stop screen. There we go. Oh, because I was already sharing something. That's why. Here you go. It's my really, I put this video in the Discord. It's 138 pounds, just in case anybody cares. And then I did the whole, we did weighted pull-ups, which I used the pull-up thing. And so there you go. There's my drama for the day. And then, Zach, it was 28 calories on the rower, or 28 calories on that ski, this thing. 24 ring rows, 24 box or burpee box jump overs. Then at the 10-minute mark, it was a 28 calorie bike on this stupid, ugly assault bike. Ugh. And then another 14 pull-ups with the TRX pull-up helper, and an 18-hour fast. And I lied. This isn't the only food. I had a half a piece of protein bread that I made into French toast. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, let's make sure that I didn't screw it up because, that happens sometimes. It doesn't always like to redirect us over to the, yeah. Jen Thunder, was that a great job on this stream, or the great job at keeping my mind? Like, this was a hard one as a parent to keep calm about, because this was a hard one to keep calm about because, one, the school system here that I'm having the issue with, as an employee, daughter. But also, like, having a toddler who will be going into school soon, this is just triggering on so many levels. I can't imagine what these parents are going through. But I do have us set up to go over to my other stream. I will see you guys in about 20 minutes. It's only an 8-page motion, so it shouldn't take us that long to get through. But I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.